Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Happy first Saturday of the month, just January 5th. Super exciting. 2019, I think, has already gotten off to an amazing start. I have to say, we're just blessed to have every single one of us. And while we're reading this book, everything is coming into play about who we are as a group, in my mind, and then just Nerium in general, and the people around me, and the things that have been that I've attracted, and I'm sure you've thought about it, but when you read the book, it just kind of comes into, it kind of just like, it just melds. It's like, I don't know how to describe it, but the last few chapters have been pretty incredible to me. I mean, it's it's just the truth. It's just it is how I've lived. And I don't know. Who wants to start? I want somebody else to start besides me. Anybody? Okay, Kathy, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like the chapter on happiness.
We didn't read that one yet. Isn't that the last? That's 21, right?
Yeah, we didn't get that far. I went that far. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Go ahead.
No, I won't comment. I'll wait.
No. Okay. Yeah. No. That's the next. You could comment. Go ahead. It's okay.
Well, once you read it, you'll see. It talks about everything that Nerium is and everything that Nerium has taught me. Yeah, and the interesting thing, one thing that it talked about was not to want, to desire, which it had talked about before. But the really cool thing is that without even realizing that, when we were down in Temecula and we made our dream boards, in a magazine was the word desire, and I cut it out and I put it on my dream board. So there you go. Yeah, that's it. So sorry I ruined
it. That's great. Yeah, and when we read a book like this, like I said, it kind of just solidifies for us that we're in the right place, the right people, the right time, the right everything. And that's why I've been posting about the book. I've been posting about the book because, like it said, share the book, have other people read the book, because us as a collective group, we can change the world with what we do here. Is something that's going on in Italy that they help, they make, it's the energy that kind of binds the world together. And if we all did more of it, we're going to create this binding of positivity and just all of the stuff that comes along with being abundant, wealth consciousness, and all of that. So it's just it's incredible to me, because the first time I read it, I got it, but this time is just totally different. So if this is your first time, I highly recommend you do it a second time, because the second time you're going to be like, what? Oh my gosh, I didn't get that the first time. So you'll really see something else with it. Anybody else?
That's kind of how I feel too about reading it again, is that I need to read it again because I feel like some of it is too big to even get.
Right.
And you have to read it again to really get it.
Right.
Like watch a movie. Sometimes you watch a movie twice before you get everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things it said was spread wealth and happiness consciousness around the world to improve the larger extended body as a whole. And it's true. I mean, it's true. And I like the self chapter. I think it was it the self chapter? Yeah, the self chapter was long, but I didn't highlight a lot because, like you said, I was taking it all in. I was really just reading that self chapter. And it says, yourself is first cause of your entire world. You are the first cause. People attract what they are. See the good in everything. Change is the only constant. And if you haven't seen Facebook, my word is change. It popped out at me. I thought it was going to be change, and then I thought it was going to be abundance, and then it wasn't sure, and then change is just everywhere in the past few days. So change is my word for the year. But anybody else want to share? Just anybody else?
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Did we go up to chapter 20, or did 20. We go up to chapter? We did go up to chapter. Okay, so I have something to share on the self to start off with. It starts off by saying, know thyself. And those of you on the 35-day mindset reset challenge, I don't know about you guys, but it sure is allowing me to know myself better. And we're only on day 4. But on page 190, I did highlight this, and this is really, really key to our business, to our life, to everything Miriam teaches. People attract what they are, not what they want. They attract what they love and what they fear. What they truly believe is what becomes real in their lives. It has everything to do with our mindset, knowing thyself. I thought that was super, super powerful. And that I did highlight because we always talk about wanting to attract that successful, bright person that's going to use the Nerium system, will not need us. Well, and we think we're doing that. So I thought that really resonated. If you do not go within, you go without. Meditation takes you in to meet yourself in infinity. One cannot be explained, only experienced. And I am not an expert in meditation, but from my firsthand experience of meditation and quieting my brain, it has been powerful. It has been something to shift my mindset when I deal with situations. And, you know, if we want to get to the next level in life, we need to understand the level we're at now to change that. And then just lastly, under abundance, I thought I understood abundance. I thought I understood the difference between abundance versus scarcity mindset, but I never thought of it this way. To avoid scarcity, eliminate all thoughts of competition and instead choose creation. What those of you that have been following me on my Facebook Lives, it's been pretty brutal, and I've been extremely transparent and honest, and I'm okay with shedding my crap. But competition has driven me and has hurt me. But I've won. But to create it instead, to choose creation, I'm stronger in creation. But I stayed in a place that I could control. So I'm so competitive, and that freed me to understand what is stopping me. My limited belief of understanding abundance is not competition, it's creation. So I just wanted to share that, because sometimes you get those epiphanies, and they release you. And some of them that you thought were your friends, that competition was your friend. I mean, it's gotten me to where I'm at, absolutely, absolutely, hands down. But I think it's in the way now. And so I wanted to share that. And if you haven't read that, you know, you cannot rise to your full potential this way. And indeed, you may even fail. So even though they say fail isn't a word. But sorry about getting emotional. But anyways, I didn't think that that it was competition to get rid of it. So that was very powerful. It hit me really hard today. So just wanted to share that.
Thank you. And you don't ever have to apologize for getting emotional. That's just what happens with us. So it's all good. Michelle, you wanted to go ahead.
Oh, just I'm going to obviously get more out of it the second time through. This time through, I bump into stuff, and I think the one chapter, the one word that he was using, I didn't even write it down. It just drove me nuts. So I thought, that's not a word. You shouldn't be using that, but it is a word. Anyway, a lot of it, I come from a scientific background, and a lot of it is sort of esoteric type things, and I have trouble with that. Anyway, so next time through, I'll enjoy it. I also have trouble with the chapter on abundance. Sort of, if you want it, believe it, you'll have it. Well, I worked in Africa, and I worked in South America, and I've, you know, been lots of places where people couldn't just want it and have it. It just wasn't, you know, we're just so lucky to be born where we are. So I read stuff like that, and I think, well, you know, that's talking in first world, and there's a whole big world out there. So I guess that's where my mind was going a lot of times when I was reading the abundance. But I know that I'll read it again, and I'll get more out of it the second time through. I mean, I'm reading it because we are. I'm keeping up because we are. I actually watched Eric Warray on something today, and he made me realize something unrelated to the book, but sort of for this business, I'm not setting goals, and I know I don't. I'm just winging it. And with winging it, I'm having some success, but maybe I should, you know, do it differently. But every time somebody comes up to me and they want to be a brand partner, I go, really? Or they want to put an order in, I go, really? Now who's going to do that? So I have to get beyond that a little bit. But no, it's been good. It's just I'm only doing it for the team here. This book, it's not me yet, but second time round, maybe.
Well, and that's important because I'm sure you're getting something out of it. And, you know, when you said about the abundance and you working in, you know, South Africa and whatnot, I saw Sean Aker on the Happiness Advantage, and he talked about that, and he talked about abundance, and he talked about happiness, and he talked about, like Lori said, about the competition. It's not about competition. It's about creativity. It's about creating. But no matter what your circumstance, you can have abundance. You can have abundance in your life, no matter where you're at, what your life is like. And happiness is the same way. And he did a whole study on being in a village where they have nothing, but they were the happiest people on the earth. And it's just that mindset again, but it's that your abundance and your happiness is who you are, of what is around you, and what you make your happiness and abundance. It's not about the money. It's not about having everything in the world. It's just about what you're happy with your circumstance and who you are, and being one with that. And that's what's really huge. That's what's really huge. And that's what Miriam is about. Miriam talks about that. And I think that's great for all of us to know, because we're not all where we need to be. We're not, I mean, there's so many people in the world that need so much more than they have. Obviously it's just there. But if we can all collectively have this wealth consciousness and spread it, maybe that'll do something over there that we don't realize it's doing. And and that's what the book is talking about. I don't know if we can. I mean, I really feel like whatever we do now and here is helping somebody somewhere. It's helping somebody somewhere. And I mean, an example of some of the things in the book, and Terry has seen this happen, Robin has seen this happen, where it says you're thinking about somebody and then they call, or, you know, you're in sync at that moment, or you say a word and somebody else says it right next to you. I mean, Terry, how many times has that happened to us? We're somewhere, we're like, did I just say that word? Did that person just say that word? Let's write that word down. What does this mean to us? What's going on? And it's just, I mean, I can tell you, I would say at least once a month, I'll think of somebody, I'll literally think their name in my head, and the phone rings and it's them.
Wow.
It happens all the time. It's crazy. Crazy.
I'll
So it's
try
just
that.
all of us being one. So thank you, Michelle. Anybody else want to share? Don't be shy. Okay, Roberta, go ahead.
Okay. I was on the abundance. Abundance is all there is, and sharing, not owning, is the way to have abundance. I thought about how children can be raised in the same family, and some have the abundance mindset, and they just thrive. And others think, I don't have, and so they continue throughout the rest of their life unless they change. I mean, I'm the oldest of 8. I have a twin sister, and there's, you know, we were not very well to do when we grew up, and so some of us feel like, you know, that we have the abundance mindset and it's totally changed who we are. And there's the others who don't, and they're still living with that I don't have anything mindset. And so I think that abundance is a mindset, as you were saying, and whether you have something or not, it is like joy is a choice, abundance is a choice. And I know that there's some tough situations. I've been through some, but it's just that mindset that gets you through. You might not like it, but it gets you through.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that. Mm-hmm. One of the other things in one of the chapters was, let's see, what chapter is this? The one, all that is. I have said this so many times. I mean, I live this too, but it's not as better or worse compared to you or anything else, but it's different. And I don't know if it's our new generation. I don't know. My mom believes that everything has to be a certain way. And we had this, and this made me laugh because we had this discussion New Year's Eve when I was making the chili for the pozole. And my mom is in the kitchen. I'm no joke. You guys have to visualize this. I'm in the kitchen doing what I've never done before, but I'm reading the recipe and I'm ready to do what this recipe says. And she's at the door with no top on, just holding her pajama top, looking around the corner, telling me I'm doing it wrong. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, she goes, but that's not the way I do it. I said, I'm not doing it your way. I'm doing it the way the recipe calls. It's different. It's not wrong. And she kept saying, it's wrong. It's wrong. I go, no, it's not wrong. It's just different. And then she got really upset with me. And then she came in there with her holding her top and showing me what to do. And I go, oh, Mom, I said, you got to just relax. You got to understand that it's not going to be the same. It's different. And that's really hard for people to get. That's really hard because, all of us want it to be a certain way, the way we want it done, the way it is, the way we think it should be. And what a breakthrough it is if we just can realize that it can be different, because we're all different. Imagine if we were all the same, it would be boring. But I just had to share it because when I read that, I laughed about the difference and the comparison. So what else did I have on that one? Because that one, being the one, pure energy is spirit is energy, and we all collectively are that spirit, that energy, that is that big ball of energy. And then that's when it comes with the E equals MC squared. And it talks about the subatomic particles, and that's when you get into all that craziness. But it's true, if you remember science, we're all little pieces. We're all little pieces of a pie, and we are going to either attract or repel. And the more that we can attract, and the more that we can get the positivity, the happiness, the growth mindset, the more we can do that and share that. Just imagine how powerful this world could be together collectively like that. That's what I'm getting from this book. Anybody else? Am I just speaking craziness? But you see when that kind of thing, that's so big. And anyway, so anybody else? Anybody? Who hasn't spoken? Terry, Sharon, anybody? You guys are quiet. Okay. So we'll finish the book this week. We'll finish to the end, and then we're done, and then we'll start our new book. But I'm glad that you guys have all stuck through this book. I know it's been tough. And it's funny because when I posted the book and reading it, I've had about 3 or 4 people say, oh, I tried that book and I couldn't get through. I tried that book, I couldn't get through. And in my post yesterday, I said, just get through the first 3 chapters. Trust me. And so a lot of people are going to reread it. And that's what I encourage you to do. I encourage you to kind of post that you're reading this book so that your friends can see it and say, what is this? I want to read it. I mean, I know about 3 or 4 people that are not in Nerium, that are just friends of mine who I've bought the book for or encouraged them to buy for somebody else. I just think it's something that people need to recognize on just the different levels of this book. I don't know how to, I don't know. This book is just crazy to me. So anyways, let's see. So I was going to talk about something. Oh, the one word. So I know a few people have had their words. So you guys want to share your word? Okay, Kathy, hold on. I'm trying to unmute you. Maybe you're trying to unmute yourself too. There you go.
It's abundance. It was very clear to me at the end of the year. It actually came to me at the end of the year. The word just kept coming up. And then there was this Facebook ad where you could make a necklace with it saying anything you wanted. And I ordered it, and it says abundance. So I just knew that was my word. And then actually I had this, until I read this portion of the book, I had this fear that abundance could also mean something negative, like you have an abundance of negative things. And then I realized, no, that's a scarcity mindset. And abundance actually means abundance, having an abundance of beautiful things in your life. So, yeah.
Awesome. Nice. I like that word. Anybody else? Pat. Okay, go ahead, Pat.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
My word was going to be joy, because that's how I try to live, is joyfully. And this past year was really great. And it was all in a mindset in that I was not going to let anything bring me down. But this year I changed. So much is changing within our lives, especially with my church family. We are in the process of getting a new pastor, and just changes are taking place within the family. And so, but change is good. Change can be good, and that's how I'm looking at it, is going in with the mindset that the changes may come, but it's all going to work out for the good. So that's where I am now.
So your word is change?
Yes, and I saw that you said the same thing, and I'm thinking, well, I don't want to be a copycat, but that's what's affected my life, is change.
That's good. No, that's good. And you know what? It's funny you said that, because when that word kept popping up, I thought the same thing. I was like, change. I'm like, what is going to change, but it just kept coming and coming. And then I saw some quotes about change, and the same thing about it's a good thing. Change is good because change means growth. Change means that in my life things are going to change, but it's going to be for the better. It could be, and it's never going to be for the worse, but maybe things that I need to change for me in all aspects need to change for things to get better. And so that's a great word. And I looked up quotes on it, and I looked up things. That's why I posted all those things. And this is why we're sharing our words with each other, because this is our stretch team, and you've got to share the word with your stretch team, and you've got to put it on Facebook, and people have to know. Kathy wearing it around her neck. I'm going to write my word. It's going to be up where I can see it. I have it on my screensaver, but I don't have the word change on my screensaver, but I have a quote on my screensaver that says, I'm on the hunt for who I've not yet become. I just put that on my Facebook page too. So, and that's the change, but you have to have it everywhere you see it. So make sure you put your word everywhere you see it. Thanks, Pat, for sharing that. Anybody else? I know you all have words. Lori, you want to go?
Yeah, thank you. Well, it took me a little bit of time to get my word last year, which was patience. And I had it splattered all over the place. Just like they said, I shared it with my stretch team. And as I was reading the one word book and what it talks about how you arrive to your word, I took my time, but I kind of got it early, meaning late December. I didn't get it on January 1st. But I was struggling with a couple of words. I was struggling with surrender. I was struggling with flexible. Those two were coming up a lot. And then something came up where the word love was in my face. I mean, LOVE was in my face. I don't remember if it was a billboard or a Facebook post. And it hit my heart. It was weird. So, love doesn't mean being in a lasting, loving relationship that's compassionate. That's not really where I'm coming from on that. However, it will generate that in my arena, which I need. But it's just about loving people where they're at, being loving to people, having the look of love in your eyes when you see those homeless people going to work, just sharing love in my team at work, sharing love in my team with Miriam, my animals, myself, and most importantly, the self-love is priority is first, and then everything else will follow. So this is going to be an interesting journey for me because it's really softening me, and I think that's good. I think that probably is what needs to happen. So love is my word. Maybe I'll wear red a lot. I don't know, you guys. So love is my word.
Nice.
And
awesome. All right.
And look at my Facebook. My Facebook thing in the back. It's a pretty cool saying about love. It's pretty neat.
Thank you very much. And I know, Catherine, you have your hand raised on the screen. Do you want to go?
Yes, please. Can
Okay,
you hear
go ahead.
me?
Yep, go ahead.
So first I have a confession. I thought we were already on the next book. And I think part of that is, because it's easier for me to listen to a book than it is to read it. I've listened to our book that we're currently on, I think 1.5 times. So I apologize. I was a little confused on abundance. What? I don't remember that in the new book. So I will re-listen to the last part so I can catch up, or at least understand what you guys are talking about.
No problem.
Anyway, but you know what? It's as far as my word, I didn't have a word up until like maybe 5 minutes ago, and because I had been thinking about it, and nothing really came, except for the word change. The word change would come up, and I'm going, no, because I just want it to be I need something a little different, not different, but I need something that's going to be a little more in my face. And because I love change, I love learning new stuff, but the word that came to me, okay, now 7 minutes ago, because I'm babbling, is growth. And, I have grown tremendously since I've been, doing my personal development, and I love it because it's helping me embrace my uncomfort zone. And And so I just know for me personally, I have more growing to do, as a person, as a leader. And that's my word, growth.
Awesome. Growth is a good word. Growth is a great word. That's awesome. Well, and it's okay if you read the other book already. It's okay. We won't get mad at you. We won't kick you out of the group.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And Happy New Year's, everybody. And
Yes,
I love
Happy New
all of
Year.
you so much. I'm just so grateful for you guys and Monique. And I can't wait to give you a hug next time I see you, because I just love everything you do for us.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem. Thank you, Catherine. We're glad that you're here too. Alrighty. So Roberta, I know I saw you had your hand up. Okay, go ahead.
Cultivate. And it just kept coming up, and it's not a word that I would normally pick, and I didn't want it. I kept going like, oh, and I kind of did change, but I thought, cultivate, I can cultivate joy, I can cultivate change, I can cultivate myself, I can cultivate my team. And so at the point in my business that I'm at, I think that's a pretty good word. So
awesome.
Cultivate.
Very cool. And that's funny. Sometimes the word comes to us and we're like, no, don't like that word. I don't want that word. But then it keeps popping up at you. I know.
Well, change did too. And, sometimes I resist change. I mean, like my husband will say, I'm kind of in my mode, and he'll say, let's go do something. Let's go do this. Let's go to the coast. I said, well, it just wasn't, I have things planned, and it's not that spur of the moment. And so I was thinking about change, and then cultivate just kept coming up. And I was given some paper whites for Christmas, paper white flowers, and they're coming up. And I thought, they're being cultivated. They've gone through a season of coldness, and now they're coming up in the warmth. And so it's probably pretty appropriate.
Awesome. Yeah. And they talk about that in our book about the lily coming up and cultivating it. Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for sharing. Who else has their word? Sharon, I'm unmuting you.
Courage is my word. And I had some other words in the beginning, and I thought that's what it was, because it just came to me out of the blue. And the more I thought of it, that wasn't what it was. And a few days ago, the word courage came, and I shared that with Monique. And it's something that I think I lack sometimes, and I need to really strengthen that. And so courage, whatever I feel like I can't talk to somebody or I'm afraid, I just think of courage, and I am able to go and do what I need to do, which I did yesterday. So courage is my word.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. See, that took courage to share. I had to unmute you and make you do it. Robin, I think I saw you show yourself. Do you want to share your word? Hold on. Oh my gosh.
No,
there. I know. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm with Sharon. Courage is my word of the year. I need to be. It was gonna be courageous, but I didn't really like it. So courage is better. So that's my word, and I'm not gonna talk a long time about it either.
Okay. Okay. Courage is your word. We got it. Okay. And see, Terry, do you have a word? Michelle, do you have a word? Hold on.
I changed it. I thought it was success, but that's not my word. My word is tenacious. I'm going to get my people and stick with them until that's it. So
tenacious. Good. I like that word. It's a great word.
Heard that, yeah. Who used that the other day? Steve Lee used it. And I thought, that's a good word. I'm going to be tenacious.
Steve Lee used tenacious. How could you understand him say tenacious?
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
I love that, man. But sometimes some of the words, and he said tenacious. What?
He said tenacity.
Okay.
Tenacity. And then he used resilience, and then he couldn't think of the other word, but I'm sure it was tenacity.
Oh, that's funny.
It's a good word.
That's a great word. It's a great word. I have loved the word tenacity since I was a little girl. My mom had these books that I would get, and I saw somebody selling them on Facebook, and it was these books about different like people in the world, like Louis Pasteur, all these different people, and then a word. It's so weird. It just came to me, a word attached to that person. And I remember it was a runner. I can't think of his name, but the word that the whole book was about was tenacity. And that has always been one of my favorite words since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
So that's crazy that you just made that memory pop up. Okay. Terry, I'm unmuting you, Terry. Do you have anything? Oh, try it. Hold on. I'm trying. It's not letting me unmute you. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I think I mentioned my word to you about a week or so ago. Right?
Yeah, you did. Yep.
If I say a different word, remind me I said the wrong word. I'm not piggybacking on anybody else. This word is really an in-your-face word for me, and that is abundance, because I've really struggled with a lack mentality, and when I look around me, I see the evidence of that. So I want change, but it's got to come from my mindset, if you will, about abundance. And so that's my word. And I should be kicked off this group because I cannot keep up with you all reading these books. It's just going too fast for me, but I listen. And at this point, I haven't finished any of them. So there's my transparency, another word.
That's okay. And that's the whole point is, as long as we're all trying collectively to do this together, and if somebody's not doing it, then you're not doing it, but you're still on here and you're still getting something from it. That's all that matters. I mean, we're not in school. We're not going to give you an F, I promise. But yes, that was your word, abundance. That's why I put it in your birthday card. That's why I wrote it to you a couple times, and it's about abundance. So, yep, I gotcha. All right, that's awesome. So we have abundance, we have change, we've got courage, we have cultivate, we have tenacity, we have love, and then Catherine, oh my gosh, growth. Look at that. Look at all those awesome words. Those are amazing words. Those are awesome words. So I encourage you to write them down big in your house. I encourage you to have it on your phone. I encourage you to post it on Facebook. Anna Camp just did it the other day. I encourage you to get your stretch team, not your Nerium team, but stretch team, meaning your friends, your family. Let them know what the word is. They'll ask about it. Let them know what that word is, because they're going to help that word in your life. I've had the word focus in focus one year. I had the word purpose last year. I've had the word joy, like Roberta, but I've had those words, and they've made a huge difference in my life. And I've only done it for 4 years, so this is exciting that we're all doing this together. So. Anybody else want to share anything before we head out? Okay, Roberta, go ahead.
I want to thank whoever gave me my Christmas gift.
Nice.
Did we ever share that?
Yeah, we did. We never did. So who? Yeah, let's all. Okay, Roberta, who did you have?
I had Catherine.
Okay, Catherine. Nice. Okay, Roberta had Catherine. I had Siobhan, who's not on here. And I know who had me, because the second I got it, I knew who it was. It was Renee from Florida. So let's see. Kathy Presha, tell me who you had tell me who you had. Trying to unmute you. There you go.
There we go. I had Sharon.
Oh, you Sharon. How cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nice. All right. Sharon, who did you have?
I had Solange.
Oh, Solange. Nice.
Yeah.
She's not on here right now. Nice. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Who else? Lori. Hold on.
I had Kathy. Kathy, she's not on.
What Kathy?
Kathy from Ontario, or I think her name's Kathy. With the sister that makes blankets.
Oh, Kathy Wright. Yes.
Kathy Wright. I had Kathy Wright.
Oh, nice. Okay. Who else? Oh, hold on.
Oh, there. And Vicki Downey had me.
Yep. Yes, perfect. Okay, Pat, Scott.
I had Robin.
Oh, how nice. Awesome. Okay, Robin.
I had Kathy Presha.
Ah, yes, nice. I just want you to know, Kathy, I knew that because she was waiting. She's like, can I tell you yet? Can I tell you yet? And I said, sure. And then I said, you gave her that clock? I want one of those clocks. Oh, it's funny. And Catherine, who did you have?
I had Vicki Downey.
Oh,
And
wow. That's
Roberta, thank you so much. I love my gifts. They're perfect.
so, Roberta, we don't know who has you because they're not on here. So we'll have to figure out from everybody else who had who, because I didn't see Renee get anything yet. And and I didn't see Patricia McGoffin get anything. I didn't see her say anything. So there's a couple people that didn't say anything. So, so that's exciting. That's cool. Thank you to everybody. That was fun. Thank you, Roberta, for reminding me to ask who had everybody. So we got to see who had you, Roberta, because they're not on here. So it's got to be, I think those are the only two. Well, Renee didn't have you. Pat's got, I don't know who else. No, Patricia McGoffin. It can't be Patricia McGoffin because she said it wasn't being delivered yet. Anyways, we'll figure it out. Anyways, okay, let me stop the recording.